What's up, everybody? We're live. All right. We are going to open up the queue right now. Oh, hold on. I actually need to make a different message. Unpin. All right, there we go. There are the full instructions. All right. Just waiting for the Nightbot to open up the queue, and then we could take challenges. In the meantime, we're going to start a Puzzle Rush. And we left off from where we were yesterday. We're at 21. So now it is black to move. Okay, black to move. What to do here? I'm thinking to play rook b2. If the rook takes, our rook pawn takes, and then we queen. And if the rook doesn't take, well, the rook will have to move somewhere, and then I'll chop off that pawn, and then this pawn is a passer. That to me seems pretty straightforward, so I'm going to do it. Oh, it's wrong. There must have been a better move. What is the better move here? Let's see. Is it really something like... Actually, I have no idea. It is a rook move. Maybe the rook goes here? I have no clue. Let's see the answer. Down? And then there. That's a weird one. I don't get it. I'm going to start over from scratch. I don't want to have one wrong at 21. All right, here we go. Fresh start. This is going to be a fork between the bishop and the knight. So let's do it. Free rook. I want to say to grab the rook over here and then grab the queen. Let's go all the way up for a mate. This is going to be a check. The rook will take, and then my other rook will take. Rook will take. Pawn will take with the queen. And then I'll win because it's a checkmate. It's guarded by that knight. Here. And didn't have me play it out. This is a checkmate. It's actually pretty similar to the video I just posted. Kind of a similar concept. This bishop is only defended by the king, and I have a queen and rook attacking it. So the rook is defending the queen after I take, and that would be checkmate. This is a check. The king has to move, and then we grab that pawn. All right, here we're going to grab the pawn. The king will go to the corner. We'll sacrifice the queen because after rook takes, that is a checkmate. There we go. Just like that. All right. Let me see something here with the chat box. Oh, I guess the chat box is fine. That is the browser. Make it a bit bigger. Okay, that should be good. All right. I think this check looks good. And then the pawn has to block, and I'll take the pawn with mate. Very nice. Could I push the pawn and just get a queen here, queen? And that's actually a checkmate, I think. Yep. All right, over here, we're going to go queen f2 check. The king will move somewhere, and then I'll grab that pawn. Just like that. All right, here, Let's try taking the queen for free. That looks pretty good. This here is a checkmate. Let's do it. Bishop h4, solid. I think that's going to be pretty good. Boom, boom, and mate. Free rook. And then we collect the bishop. All right, let's go for that. The bishop is doing a great job at guarding that diagonal. So I'm going to play knight e7. All right. What now? Maybe push this pawn for a checkmate? Yep. That rook is a checkmate because the knight's guarding this, the king's guarding that. The king has nowhere to go. Cool. What is this? Is this a checkmate here, here, and then that? That looks pretty good. Boom. There we go. This check looks nice. But the king can go here, and then I'm not so sure. Maybe this move makes sense. There are no other checks in this position, so we're going to start with that. I think next up we are going to bring in our rook. We're always going to be able to pick up that rook over there. Is that the solution? I don't see any other checks, so I'm thinking that's the solution. Here, I guess we just take back. Let's take back with the pawn, because if I take back with this pawn, the king can move with a discovered attack on my king and then pick up the knight. So taking this way stops any discovered attacks from happening. Okay. Maybe take that pawn and pick up the rook. Do I have anything better? I don't think so. I have no checks coming my way. I think I'm fine. I just move my pawn to block it and I'm good. So this is threatening that, but I can block it and take with the pawn and then I'm good. This check looks pretty nice. If pawn goes here, I go here. So let's do it. And we pick up the rook. Maybe queen to a4. I want to say queen to a4 would make sense. I want to make sure I'm actually active right now. I have no viewers. Nobody's here. Live. Just testing something out. Could be because I never stream at around this time. So let's get started. Am I even live right now? It doesn't look like I am. That's because it's unlisted. There we go. That explains it. I'm going to start over.